afraid of you no more. The night before WrestleMania, I'm going to say a prayer. And I'm going to ask the Lord to forgive me for the man who I'm about to become. Because at WrestleMania, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you for me. I'm going to get you for Jimmy. I'm going to get you for my whole damn family. And I will take the World Heavyweight Championship.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'll have a very special interview with world champion Gunther later on tonight. But Pat, welcome to WrestleMania week. You're damn right, the roads are...
That's right, guys. This is WrestleMania week indeed, and we're starting off Raw here. We got a little recap of the stuff that's happened between Gunther and Jey Uso. Of course, the main event from Monday Night Raw's brand at WrestleMania. That's Gunther versus Jey Uso, the world title match. So that's that, but here we are now. Let's see how good, or maybe average, or maybe bad this last Raw, the final Raw before WrestleMania is going to be. But here we are. We're kicking things off with the world champion Gunther over here. And he's marching down. Yeah, it seems like he's angry. It seems like he's got something to say. So let's see. What is it going to be? But good to see everybody. Welcome everyone to the Watch Along. We are watching Monday Night Raw, the final one before WrestleMania 41. Should be good. All right. Michael Cole taking off his headset, getting in the ring. Good to see everybody. Welcome.
Last week, Jey came down here.
Wow. The fans are booing the world champion. Look at that.
Tonight I'm here to look you and everybody else in their lives and tell you that Jey Uso is full of crap.
Listen, guys, I understand you're all frustrated. But speaking of frustration, Gunther, it appears that you're a bit frustrated. And we saw what happened last year at WrestleMania when you walked in.
Wow. The fans are basically hijacking this little interview that we got over here with the boos, with the yeet chants. The fans are taking over. And, you know, it tells me two things. It tells me either they really you don't like Gunther and his heel turn is working pretty well, or it tells me that they just find him boring and just won't let him speak. I think it's the latter. At least it's the latter for me. That's right, Raw time. Good to see you. Welcome. And no way. Yeah, no wonder he's not main eventing WrestleMania, right? Otherwise he would be.
I refuse to let somebody like Jey Uso ruin that for me. Do it as much as you want. I don't care. Jey, I urge you, put your chest out. Walk into WrestleMania with more confidence than you ever had. Because it's going better. At the end of the day, the bell...
We got TJ Gaming. Good to see you. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. This is the final Raw before Mania. We're starting off with a Gunther promo, and I tell you, this promo, it's not hyping me up for the match. So Jey Uso better come out or something happen, because right now, this is not hyping me up for the match. now.
For the last 2 weeks, I've been accused. The last 2 weeks, I've been told you went too far with Jimmy. You lost control. Jay, trust me one thing. In 37 years of my life, I have never lost control.
The "You Suck" chants now echoing across the arena. They're loud, you know. They're loud.
I was in full control, and I loved it. And Jay, I want you to go pray to the Lord. Thank Him that I was in control.
Hey, my brother Bromhan, great to see you. Welcome, hope you're doing well. What do I say? I mean, this match is not exciting at all. As much as I wanted Gunther to be champion at the first place, and he might be a better champion than Damian Priest because he was a terrible champion. Damian Priest should have never been champion, but Gunther is no better of a champion either, let's be honest. And I just want to do away with his title reign. I don't think it's great. It's been quite bland and just not spicy at all. So Gunther as champion has not been great, and for that reason, I would say that maybe Jey Uso should be champion. But I don't have my hopes high when it comes to Jey Uso and his title run either. So, but this was horrible. I mean, Jey Uso didn't even come out. Gunther came out, did a very poor promo, no excitement to it whatsoever. Got booed out of the. Let's say he got booed out of the ring, right? It was pretty bad. And let's see. I mean, I hope that it's Jey, because Gunther as champion has been horrendous. And let's face it. Some people, they just need people around them, and they can't be solo acts. And I feel like Gunther is one of them. Yes, he can be a solo act when he's in the ring, but when you talk about his personality, his character, his X factor, he can't do it alone. He needs people. He needed Ludwig and Kaiser and that guy Vinci. He needed them, and they got rid of them. And I feel like he's paying the price for it. He's not a one-man person. I don't think so. Similarly to Rusev, like Rusev needed Lana all the time with him. Once Lana was taken away, Rusev was taken away. Some people just need, somebody to push them, to support them, to present them. Like Brock Lesnar needed Paul Heyman. So it's just how it is. Roman Reigns needed all these people around him. So it's just what it is, I mean, and I feel like they're suffering right now with Gunther. It's not good. It's not good. I don't think so. But we got Broman here saying, gotta be a lot of promos tonight. We gotta get 15 minutes of wrestling. It's true. WrestleMania 41 this weekend. So apparently lots of talking to hype up the show to get things going. But I believe in the phrase that actions, they mean louder. They are louder than words. And I don't know. I don't know if WWE also agrees with me on that or not, because tonight it seems like there's going to be a lot of talking. But here we are now. We got Liv and Raquel Rodriguez both looking good. Clay says, "What's up, AJ? How are you? Cannot wait for 41." 41 is great, but I was speaking to a lot of people, like 4 or 5 people told me yesterday, I believe, yesterday or day before yesterday, that 41 just cannot get them excited, that they're looking at the match card, and if it wasn't for John Cena's heel turn, 41 just does not have the spice or the appeal that WrestleMania should. And I feel like I can agree with that. Cena turning heel, definitely it pulls you to WrestleMania 41, but other than that, I don't know what else is really there that makes you go, wow, this is a must-see WrestleMania. It kind of gives me WrestleMania 28 kind of vibes, but actually I'm not even going to say 28, that's not justice, because 28 had a lot of good matches. Maybe I should say 27 vibes, because 27 was flat as a flatbread. And this WrestleMania is no different, I feel. But we got my brother right here. We got Nautic, a.k.a. Andrew, in the house. He says, welcome back, Mr. Sunglasses, Mr. Versace. That's right. I was about to jump live, and I thought, maybe WrestleMania is coming back. So maybe the sunglasses should also make a return. And here we are now. Good to see you, my brother Andrew. Welcome. We got Takara World here. Good to see you. Welcome. And they say, do you see Jey Uso finally winning the biggest ever match against Gunther? And if so, how long does he defend the belt? Look, so in today's world in wrestling, you're not expected to defend as often, which is why your reigns are just so much longer. Like Cody Rhodes, for instance, right? 12 months. He was champion for 12 months, and all these 12 months, he's only defended 8 times. So 4 months he was not even defending. He was just a champion. So out of this whole year that he's been champion, he's only defended 8 times, which means only 8 pay-per-views. So he did not even defend on on TV shows or random defenses here or there. He just didn't do that. So that's why people are champion for a longer period these days, because they don't have to defend. You know, it's like a president when he's elected. He's president for 4 years because there are no re-elections during that term. So obviously he's got to be president for 4 years. Similarly, if you're only going to be defending so many times in a year, obviously you got to be champion for a long time. But that being said, I don't think that Jey Uso is going to be champion for too long, unless the conspiracy theory that's making the round these days that Jey Uso is going to be the number 3 soul that The Rock's going to claim, then it's going to be a different story. But if that conspiracy theory is trash like every other conspiracy theory out there, or most of them, Jey Uso is going to be champion, I would say, until SummerSlam 2025, but that's about it. That's what I feel, but let me know, how do you guys feel about it? And here we are now. We saw this past Friday SmackDown, we saw what I call it tag team mania. Really, it was a tag team mania spectacle. Tag team matches after tag team matches. This was the first of them this past week on SmackDown. We got tag team gauntlet, and of course the winner of the gauntlet, Bayley. Oh dear, look at that. These two are actually going to be fighting Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez for those titles tonight, because they won the number 1 contendership this past week on SmackDown. So that's where we are right now. But good to see everybody once again. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Watchalong. Are you guys watching these other WWE shows that exist right now, such as Evolve or LFG? Do you guys watch them? Let me know if you do, and let me know how do you like them. I'm loving Netflix, by the way. I've got to say, I'm loving Netflix. It's great. It's smooth. It's crisp. It's clear. You know, I can't complain. It's been great. It's been great. How do you guys feel watching the show on Netflix these days? Do you guys like it? Do you miss Peacock or whatever else you're watching WWE on? Let me know. I know Raw is on Netflix for you, but the other show, SmackDown, is still on Peacock, right? All right, so
I'll be the first to admit.
we got Bianca Belair right now.
Everything that's happened with Jade and Naomi, it really messed me up. And now this whole situation with Io and Rhea has brought out a different version of me. So different isn't wrong.
No, so Andrew, LFG is not available here, so you know I would have to get on one of those crazy ass, shady ass websites to watch the show, and I don't want to do that. You know? So I haven't watched an episode of LFG. I've only watched clips available on social media here and there, but not an entire episode because it's not available here. That being said, Booker T having a friction with somebody, I'm not surprised. You know, no shade, no shade on Booker T towards Booker T, but you know, Booker T is an interesting guy. So if he's having friction with somebody, I'm not surprised. I'm not. I think there's got to be a list of people that he has friction with. I guess this is some sort of a commercial break, right? I'm getting a Bianca Belair Superstar Spotlight, I feel. Oh. That's crazy. That was not even a Superstar Spotlight, a filler for Netflix. But instead, it was a promo that Bianca did to hype her WrestleMania matchup. That was so bad. That does not get me hyped for WrestleMania. You gotta be kidding me right now. We know, welcome. Good to see you. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. But wow, these girls, these guys have got to do really harder than that to get me hyped for WrestleMania, because I ain't hyped because of that promo. Anyways, question to all of you. Whatever is happening with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, because so far I have heard nothing. I have heard nothing about the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle. I don't know if somebody needs to remind them that that thing exists, or at least exists on SmackDown, WrestleMania SmackDown. I mean, there's been no mention of it. There's been no mention of it. So whatever is happening there. David, welcome. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well, brother. By the way, I woke up, I was about to hop online when I saw a message from Ricky saying that there was an earthquake that was felt over there in that region in LA. But everybody's good, everybody's safe. That's great. I hope you all are doing well and keeping safe. It's crazy. We had tremors felt over here as well a couple months ago. Last year was a crazy one that I felt. I felt like I was dizzy, but then I realized it wasn't me or my chair that was about to break, but it was the earthquake. So it's crazy. This was last year. But I hope that everybody's keeping well and safe. And here we are, by the way. We got my brother in the house. We got True right here. Good to see you, True. Welcome. Supposed to be on SmackDown. If they still do. Yeah, but no mention of it whatsoever. So, I don't know. Maybe they just cannot have a WrestleMania SmackDown. I'm sorry. Maybe they just cannot have a Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. They gotta cut that name down, by the way. It's too long. On WrestleMania SmackDown, without the likes of Madcap Moss or Happy Corbin and all these people, maybe they need them back to do a match like that. But here we are, Andrew says it's interesting show to see the behind the scenes. Yeah, LFG gives you that sneak peek, which is great, but also they're working right now with Netflix to produce really what they're calling a series to give us, and not just like a limited series, but like an ongoing series that'll have new episodes here and there. That's got to give us an inside look into some episodes of some of the episodes that we see, pay-per-views or regular shows, I don't know. But the idea is that we're going to get a backstage look at the shows that happen on Netflix. So I'm not really sure what, the show really is going to entail and how many episodes or what episodes are going to be covered. But the idea is that the show will be streaming on Netflix. It's going to happen very soon, maybe as soon as SummerSlam time, and it's going to give us an inside look into these big shows. So let's see how it's going to be. Doesn't the Andre the Giant Memorial? Yeah, it takes place on SmackDown now. It does. It used to be WrestleMania, It used to be WrestleMania. Then it went down to the pre-show, and now it's SmackDown WrestleMania. Oh, they did not? Oh, wow. That's crazy, True. That's the importance of that match, yeah? And here we are now. We got Bayley going for a suplex right there, and a suplex delivered. So for you guys, are you watching Raw on Netflix? Or is it SmackDown is on Netflix, right? No, SmackDown is on cable, right? Raw is on Netflix. Is that right? And here we are now. Look at that. Bayley still seems to be dominating. Elbow strike to Liv Morgan, and now climbing the top turnbuckle. Oh dear, look at that. Liv Morgan in trouble. By the way, did you guys see those photographs of Liv Morgan and Dominic in India? Did you see that? Crazy. We got David, my brother, saying me and Ricky Arcade AJ 5.2 was a big one. Felt in LA, and the hardest was San Diego. That's crazy, brother. But I'm glad you guys are all safe and okay. And I hope that it was the same for everybody. Even in the affected areas, everybody is safe. God bless. Crazy stuff that you hear out of especially the U.S. these days, right? It's insane. But here we are now. Bayley and Liv Morgan both down ringside. We got Lawrence, my brother, by the way, in the house. Good to see you, Lawrence. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Fantastic seeing you, my brother. Hope you're keeping well and hope you're enjoying Raw tonight so far. Well, what am I saying? There's been nothing to enjoy on Raw so far. It's just getting started, and I hope that it's gonna do justice, as this is the final Raw before WrestleMania. It better be good, but so far, it really has been as flat as a flatbread. Not even pita bread. It's been as flat as a flatbread. And suplex right there off the steel steps from Liv Morgan to Bayley. Bayley down, Liv Morgan down. Both. Oh, look at that. Liv Morgan's crazy. Now, these must be the kind of bumps that Mandy Rose was talking about when she said why she prefers OnlyFans over YouTube. Oh, I'm sorry, over WWE. Makes sense. All right, Broman says Raw, Netflix, SmackDown on YouTube TV. YouTube TV. Really? I had no idea. Wow. You get SmackDown on YouTube? That's crazy. Okay. Wow. Welcome. Well, Broman, that's awesome. Thanks for letting me know. So Raw is 2 hours, right? Two and a half, I guess. That's right. SmackDown's a long one now, 3 hours. My dog Oreo. I understand. I totally understand. That's a great name, by the way, David. That's a great name. I'm watching Raw and also playing 2K25, right? Really, Rollins? That's nice. How is 2K25, by the way, compared to 2K24? Do you enjoy it? Do you see a difference? Is it only the showcase and the roster that has changed, or has the gameplay also improved? Let me know, Lawrence. Let me know. Let's see. USA Network. USA Network. Thanks, Berman, my brother. And here we are. Liv Morgan with those punches to the back of Bayley. Bayley down, in trouble. We got Stand and Deliver, by the way, as you see on the screens right now. Saturday, it's got to be Stand and Deliver Las Vegas, streaming on Netflix, and we're going to be watching it as well, obviously. We're going to be right here for Stand and Deliver. And Liv with a nice dodge. Oh my goodness, look at that. I'm a sucker for a few moves, you know that already. One of those moves being the code breaker. And Liv Morgan, that was a beautiful code breaker right there. Thank you, AJ. I'm rocking with... that's amazing. God bless. Amazing, David. Amazing. 2K25 is also much better than 23 and 24. Okay, that's nice. Look, you're not going to make me buy it, though. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not, you know, I was thinking about it last night that, hey, WrestleMania is soon approaching. Should I get 2K25? And then I thought, nah, I'll just play 2K24 on my stream and nobody's going to notice if it's 2K25 or 24. But yeah, I've been thinking about it, Lawrence. Now that you suggest 2K25, I'll think about it. Thank you. David said, Andrew says, no matter how flat the show is, it's nice to see Liv. That's amazing. That comment right there from my brother Andrew. It's the truth. It's the truth. What can I say? It's the truth. All right. Look, there are some things that I don't say because gotta keep it PG, but Andrew does it for me. So thanks, Andrew. Broman says, I think UK gets everything though on Netflix. I get everything too on Netflix. Everything. I'm watching it on Netflix right now, which is great. All the I'm pretty sure we have the same library that we get everywhere, but yeah, I get everything on Netflix except for LFG and what was the other show that we were talking about recently? Evolve. I don't get those two on Netflix, but everything else is on Netflix. Yeah, it's been great. It's been great. Yeah, everything. Everything's on Netflix. Universe and GM is so much better on 25. My Rise is a bit short though. I've never clicked on My Rise. A couple times I did on these games and I always quit the game as soon as I click My Rise. But I've never played My Rise. It's not my cup of tea. My cup of tea is already over, by the way. But I've never played My Rise, no. I've played Universe. Universe is good. Yeah. GM, I've tried GM, but, you know, just... I don't know if it's me, brother, but, you know, maybe I'm getting old, but I get on these games and, you know, it loads up and sometimes I feel like games should be as simple as you get on the game, you start the game starts, you play, you're satisfied, and you're out of there. But for these games, especially like modes like GM mode, you sit there, you invest your time, and by the time the game starts, I'm exhausted, and I'm like... I've had enough of my screen time and I'm out of there. So maybe I'm getting old. Just kidding. I hope I'm kidding. But let's see. Bailey right there. Oh my goodness. There you go. Liv Morgan, one step ahead, goes for the cover. Bailey kicks out. Bailey was going to go for the kick. Liv with the dodge goes for the cover. Bailey kicks out. We got, oh my goodness, knee strike to the face right there. Liv Morgan is down. Bailey has got to go for a big one. There you go. Damn lucky, says Roman. Thanks, brother. Thank you. What can I say? We got my brother, by the way, Andy, in the house. Good to see you. And he says, hey, Jim, I'm going to just listen to you. I've had a rough start of the week. I'm sorry about that, brother Andy. You please take care of yourself and, get rest, get better, because this weekend is WrestleMania and we want you 100% for WrestleMania, Andy. You please take care. Take care, brother. And obviously, we're always here for you if you want to talk. We got David saying one more thing on the 5.2 earthquake. I was texting my friend from San Diego. Oh, wow. Yeah, hopefully everybody's okay and they're keeping safe. Absolutely, David. Thanks, Andy. Thank you. And you know what they say? The older, the wiser. Doesn't apply to me. I don't think I'm wise, but I learn a lot from you guys. So thank you. Thank you. But here we are now. On the apron, it's Bailey. And oh my goodness. As I said, I'm a sucker for a code breaker, but a code breaker delivered on the apron, that too by Liv Morgan. Oh, I'm a sucker for that. You know that. Oh my goodness, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. How do you not love that, right? You just cannot not love that. Wow. By the way, you guys all saw the shots, right? Liv Morgan and Dominic in India. I'm pretty sure you all saw that. Pretty cool, wasn't it? Thank you for that, my brother David. Much love to you. You're also the best. AJ is the next wise man. Wow. Wow. Okay. Thanks, brother. Thank you. Thanks for that. That's a big one. And here we are.
Lyra trying to will Bailey on. Morgan out. Uh-oh, in trouble. Bailey out. Morgan, where?
I'm glad to see Liv Morgan wearing the gold, and she's doing her thing, and it's cool. But I really wish that we could see Liv versus Alexa Bliss at WrestleMania, because that felt like that was the direction that they were gonna go down. I mean, Liv Morgan and Alexa Bliss, they did do a few things at Elimination Chamber. I thought this was it. They are going down that path. Hasn't happened yet. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure why Alexa Bliss is missing WrestleMania altogether. Just a great talent, got a great response at Chamber, at Rumble. It was beautiful. I'm not sure if it's the why it's 6 or whatever the reason might be. I'll miss Alexa Bliss at Mania. She's great. She's great. Should have been there as well. But things are going crazy ringside, by the way. Raquel Rodriguez with a big-ass boot right there to Lyra. Lyra goes down, and she goes down hard. Raquel Rodriguez now on the apron. Bailey taking care of her. Pretty sure Liv Morgan's going to capitalize on the distraction. And right behind Bailey is Liv Morgan. Beautiful backbreaker right there from Liv Morgan. She's running up to Bailey. Lyra, though, one step ahead this time. I think Bailey's got it. Classic. I think this kind of spoils WrestleMania for us, because as the golden rule applies, shout out to True for this, but if you're not going down on the go-home show, you're definitely going down on the pay-per-view. So Bailey, she might have gotten the victory here tonight, but she's definitely not winning WrestleMania. And that's for sure. That's right. I think this is this big-ass spoiler. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are going to win WrestleMania. This is cool. This is cool. This one doesn't hurt because obviously. Cool. What can I say? Cool, cool, cool. And here we are now. All right, so far we're done with the first 30 minutes of the show. And once again, my opinion remains the same so far on the show. It's been flat. Nothing popping. I guess that's what happens when you've got somebody like Gunther as champion. What can I say? Yeah. Yeah. By the way, I'm pretty sure everybody's heard the rumor that I was talking about earlier, that Jey Uso apparently could be the third guy who's going to be selling his soul to The Rock. I don't believe that rumor. I don't think it's going to happen. But let me know, what do you think? Do you think that Jey Uso's going to go down that path? Yeah. Andrew says, I'm going to be that guy tonight. What guy, Andrew? Let me know. What guy are you going to be tonight? Oh, wow. A few more recaps that we got here. Wow. That's nice, Andrew. That's nice. That's cool. Liv's great. Liv's great. You know, when Liv first came in with the Riot Squad and everything, I really did not like Liv. I mean, I found her so irritating, so annoying. Didn't like it. Didn't like her a bit. I hated the Riot Squad. Hate is a strong word. I disliked the Riot Squad a lot. Did not like them at all. But look at the 360 that she's had. I mean, Liv Morgan is the top of the world right now. That's for certain. And it's like one of those classic partnerships where both people help each other. And Liv and Dominic was such a partnership that they both mutually helped each other rise up the ranks, because Dominic was lost, Liv was lost, and together it was just an instant success. And I'm glad for them. I really am, you know. Without each other, they'd both be lost right now. And that's the truth. That's the truth. So Paul Heyman, by the way, is a guy who owes everybody a favor. He probably owes Andrew a favor as well. Andrew just doesn't know that yet, but he probably does. Andrew, you should check on that, because, you know, you could be entitled to a compensation. So he owes you a favor as well. I'm pretty sure about that. But let's see what the favor it's got to be. I think it was True. Was it True? I think it was True. Who suggested? I'm not sure if it was True. But somebody suggested to me that Paul Heyman would be walking out of WrestleMania with Seth Rollins. So that's a big one if that happens. That's a big one. I mean, you talk about Roman or Punk, and then the third guy comes into play and Paul Heyman just walks out with him. It's interesting. We got Andrew saying, I enjoyed Liv and Ruby together. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. I'm not going to say what I was thinking otherwise. It's got to be offensive. Can I say it? Okay, I'll say it. It took me a sec. Maybe it's my age. And I'm not even that old, but it took me a second to think who Ruby was. And yeah, that's right. Now, much love to Ruby. Ruby's great. She's great. All right, so I guess we're going to another commercial break here. Rey Mysterio versus Julius Creed is happening up next. You know, I logged in onto Netflix just before the Watchalong, and it said, your membership now includes live events with advertisements. And I was like, wait a second, I've got the most expensive membership. What are you talking about, right? But it turns out that all memberships have live programming with ads. It's something you just can't avoid. So I guess they were nice about it to tell me about it. But yeah, that's that. We got Damn Yeah, haven't seen or heard that name in a while. It took me a second. And, you know, the face that was popping up in my head was Liv Morgan from the Riot Squad. When I was thinking about, Ruby. I was like, okay, yeah, the green hair. Sure, yeah. Andrew says, is she still in AEW? I guess so. I mean, we haven't heard of her in a long time. Ruby Soho, let me see. Yeah, she is still signed. In WWE, she was Ruby Riot, which kind of tells you that the whole Riot Squad was basically revolving around her, was supposed to. Didn't work out, obviously, that way, did it? And here we are now. Guys, what do I even say? I mean, the first hour of the Raw before WrestleMania, hasn't been that great, really, right? I mean, right now we're getting Ray and Julius Creed, and it's cool. But this is nothing that really gets you like hyped about WrestleMania. This match ain't it. So interesting, right? Interesting. It kind of makes sense why they needed a Roman Reigns tonight, because they need to hype up WrestleMania. And without Roman Reigns, this Raw could have just been as flat as flatbread, which it is right now. But let's see if Roman Reigns actually helps the case here. Ruby's still in AEW. She's on indefinite maternal leave. Oh, okay. So if she's on maternity leave, wait, is she a mother now? I had no idea. Okay. Oh, she is already a mother. Okay, I see it now. Got a Yahoo article here saying that she had a baby born October, I believe. In October 2024. So she just had a baby. So obviously October. It's only been like 5 months. So obviously. Yeah, I don't see her returning to the ring. It's up to her, but I feel like 1 year, 2 year, easy. With the kid, your priorities kind of change, right? So that's that. And here we are. We got. Did you see Phoenix debuted? He seems to be watered down version of Phoenix in AEW. Look, in AEW, he could just go out and do all the stuff that he could do, right? But over here, obviously there's going to be some more restrictions. But that being said, it's only been like a couple weeks, so let's give him some more time. Maybe there's stuff that he's keeping in the closet right now because he wants to go full out. Or, I'm sorry, go all out when he's teamed up with Penta. Who knows? But let's see. But yeah, Phoenix is here. His brother already has a WrestleMania match. Just came in already. Is at WrestleMania for the title. Good for him. I don't think Phoenix has a WrestleMania match. He should not. He just came in, by the way. So, let's see, though. Let's see. Having a WrestleMania spot should not be so easy. We were just talking about it last Friday that this guy, what's his name? La Mexican Americana? La Grande Americana already has a WrestleMania match. I don't even know what his name is, right? But he already has a WrestleMania match. Getting a WrestleMania spot should not be so easy. Yeah. All right. Wife Sarah Logan has no interest in getting back in wrestling. She's pregnant as well still. Okay. Andy, I don't know, Andy, did you watch my interview with Maria Kanellis that I did a few years ago? Talking about pregnancy and wrestling is so weird because it always reminds me of that interview. And, I'm pretty sure we all remember the time when Maria was the pregnant 24/7 title champion, and she was kind of against her own husband and she was bullying him and everything. And, if you look at the dirt sheets, if you look back at the time, it's said that whole storyline was a way to punish Maria Kanellis and Mike Bennett for keeping their pregnancy secret before signing or renewing their contract. So during the interview, I just brought that up. I asked Maria, I've read this, I've heard this. Is there any trick to it? Were you punished? And, she was in tears and she was like, AJ, I mean, what do I say? We did not know about it. We did not know about it like until a few days or maybe a month later after renewing the contract, and we told them as soon as we knew. So we weren't hiding anything. So if they wanted to punish me, good for them. If they did so, good for them. If they were happy, but we were not hiding anything. That's what she said. But her answer kind of proved that those dirt sheet reporters were right, and they were indeed trying to punish them because they felt betrayed and cheated that Maria and Mike renewed their contract keeping their pregnancy secret from the WWE, and basically getting a paid maternity leave, and they could have just been released, I guess. So yeah, Maria was upset about it. She was upset about it. So that's that. We've got Andy saying, yes, I've seen that, my brother. Thank you. Much love to you. Carmen Petrovic is having a great episodes on YouTube channel as well. Really? Okay. Well, I love Carmen. She's great. Yeah, she's great. Very likable. Very likable. I hope that she succeeds right now with NXT and everything that she's doing, because the transition from NXT to Raw or SmackDown is like walking on eggshells. You either sink or you swim. And Carmen is doing nice so far, and I hope that she transitions over well whenever she does, and she finds success, because a lot of people who I thought were doing great in NXT, they end up sinking or swimming, actually, both cases. But I hope Carmen does great. I hope she does great. And here we are now, match underway. Julius, by the way, has Rey Mysterio up in the air. And now down at the mat, we got my brother Jonathan, by the way, in the disguise of Drew McIntyre. Don't let that disguise fool you. That's not actually McIntyre, or it could be. Who knows, But I think that's Jonathan. Great to see you, Jonathan. Welcome, welcome. He says, big up AJ, big up everybody. Yeah, that's Jonathan. Drew McIntyre would never be so nice, That's Jonathan. Sorry, I'm late. My Telegram. What? That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm sorry to hear that. Wow. That's insane. You wonder why do people do stuff like that, right? But I'm glad you got it back. I'm glad you got that back. But here we are now. We got Julius with an ownership to Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio turning it around. Wow. And he looks like he wants to go for a 619 early in the match. Julius. Come on, Julius. Get in place. I wasn't so ready. Look at that clothesline to Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio goes down. Aegis Soul Ruka is champion. She's a WWE Speed Women's champion. So we don't mention Speed on main roster, right? We don't mention it, correct? By the way, congratulations to Soul Ruka. But they don't mention Speed at all on the main roster, do they? I don't think so. So that's interesting. Yes, it's Jonathan, my brother. There you go. There we go. I like that. But here we are. Julius Creed has Rey Mysterio in a headlock. By the way, guys, we're almost done with the first hour of the show. And I've got to tell you, this doesn't feel like the go-home show for WrestleMania. It does not. Not to me. Let me know how do you feel about it. But to me, this does not feel like a go-home to WrestleMania. Nah. It feels like maybe the go-home to the Great Balls of Fire, but not WrestleMania. I don't think so. But here we are, Julius Creed still up on his feet. Rey Mysterio not doing too well. Dominic must be happy looking at this match right now. We got Jonathan in the house. Good to see you, Jonathan, once again. And Julius in position for the 619. The one is important between the 619, It's important. And here we are. We got elbow strike now to Julius Creed. Julius is down. Man, every time I say the name Julius Creed, I feel like Shakespeare, and I'm reminded of stuff like Macbeth and As You Like It and all those Shakespeare novels. I don't know. Yeah, the name Julius Creed is interesting. I feel so intellectual just saying the name out loud, All right, we got LWO and the Creed. Wait a sec. It feels like everybody's been ejected from ringside, right? Well, LWO is, and so are the Creed boys and girls. But, yeah. Everybody's ejected from ringside. The match will continue after yet another commercial break. Oh, actually, no commercial break. We're back instantly. Nice. I like that. All right, so LWO now headed to the back following the Creed boys and girls out. And we got elbow strike now to Julius Creed. Creed down with a elbow strike to Rey Mysterio, shaking him up really. And now Rey Mysterio returning the favor. Creed returning the favor once again. And Rey returning the favor, another elbow strike. Creed doing the same to Rey. Rey doing the same to Creed. Creed returning the favor once, twice. Really shaking him up right now. Rey now with 3 elbow strikes in a row, running over to the rope. Rebounds and he goes down. Rey Mysterio in trouble. Julius Creed dominating, at least right now. He's dominating, and now he's got some punches straight to the head of Rey. Rey in trouble. Julius dominating once again. Dominic must be grinning and smiling from ear to ear right now watching this match. All right, Creed showing off at the moment. Look at that. He's got Rey Mysterio head first into the top turnbuckle. And now placing him on the top turnbuckle. It looks like he wants to go for a reverse. Oh dear. Is he trying to rip apart his mask? Poor Rey, right? The lack of respect here towards the Hall of Famer. And now Rey's there, upside down. Pretty sure he's got a... Oh dear. Actually, he does not. Julius Creed one step ahead now with those kicks to Rey Mysterio. Rey in trouble. You gotta give credit where it's due, by the way. Rey has passion for wrestling. Passion for wrestling that is missing, especially in a lot of new wrestlers these days. Look at Mandy Rose, for example. She has the audacity to sit down with a mic like this with her ex-wrestler turned pathetic boyfriend, whatever his name was in the WWE, T-Bar, or whatever his name was. I can't recall his name. Loser, really a loser. But she sits with him with a microphone like this. She's on camera like this. And she compares WWE to OnlyFans. And she explains to wrestling fans why OnlyFans is better than the WWE. The audacity for her to do so. Really? You gotta tell me why a job that they have fought tooth and nail to make it a respectable job, such as wrestling. It's not really a respectable job. They have fought hard to make it a respectful job. And they've succeeded to a great level. But she has the audacity to compare that to OnlyFans? Really? And then say why OnlyFans is so much better? Okay, Mandy Rose. So these wrestlers of today lack the passion for wrestling. And Rey, on the other hand, he's got the Hall of Fame ring. He's got all the recognition, all the money, I'm sure. He doesn't need to be doing this right now, but he still does. And that's passion for wrestling right now that he has. You don't see that always. And here we are, Rey. Oh my goodness, that was terrible. Hopefully he's okay. Oh, wow. That was crazy. That fall was scary. Rey literally felt like he landed on his head right there with that fall. Hopefully he's alright. Yeah, he seems okay. Now, diving down. Julius Creed's got where he wants him. It looks like he's going to turn that into a suplex. Mini suplex. Unless he gets up on his feet. He did. I thought he was going to suplex him, kneeling down. That would have been a mini suplex. Okay. Oh, that's a mega suplex. He's trying to suplex Rey off the apron. Rey's got to get away. Rey gets away. There you are. And now Julius with a boot to Rey. And Rey very lightly goes to the... Oh, look at that. Julius Creed, shoulder first, into the ring post. That's got to hurt. That's got to hurt. Look, this is a great match. I can't deny it. Great match. But is it getting me excited for WrestleMania? Hell no. Hell no. I don't even know what this match has to do with WrestleMania. Does it have something to do with La Grande Americana? I don't know. La Grande Americana sounds to me more like a Starbucks Frappuccino than a wrestler, to be honest. And there you go. We got some punches straight to the head. My man, by the way, the tribal chief, Ricky, in the house. Good to see you, Ricky. Welcome. Just before I got live, I saw a message from you, Ricky, saying that there was a crazy earthquake. no idea. David also told me that it was a 5.2 magnitude earthquake, but I'm glad everybody's doing well and everybody's keeping safe and fine. You take care, Ricky. I'm glad you two keeping safe. Much love to you. That's right. That's okay. I have something for you to think about. Give it to me, Andy. Give it to me, Andrew. I'm sorry. Give it to me. I'll take it. Whatever it is, give it to me. And by the way, that was a great DDT right there from Ray to Julius. Julius is down. Wow. I thought Ray was going to go for an Irish whip. But Julius, of course, holds on, hangs on, kick to Ray, setting him over to the ropes. Oh. You know, when they pull the straps down, it's going down, and down goes Julius down to the ringside area. Ray now looking for a big move. He's looking for, the Frappuccino appears. I'm going to call him Frappuccino, right? Yeah. All right, Ray trying to rip apart the Frappuccino's mask, and now we've got Julius Creed with a roll-up. Rey Mysterio kicks out. Ray trying to... he pushes Julius over to Frappuccino. Frappuccino goes down. Ray now gonna go for the 619 on Julius Creed. Running over. 619 delivered. Julius is down. Ray goes for the cover. It's a 1, it's a 2, and a 3, and Rey Mysterio wins. Is this a spoiler? Is Ray gonna lose at WrestleMania? Time will tell. We got Ricky saying, yes, it was a strong earthquake this morning, but the earthquake started San Diego. I hope everybody's okay over there as well, Ricky. I hope everybody's okay there. And here we are, by the way. Frappuccino comes in, knocks Ray down. Oh, I guess Ray is going to win because at the end of the day, the image that we're seeing right now is Frappuccino and the gang beating the crap out of Ray. And here we are now. Dragon Lee comes in, trying to attack Frappuccino, trying to level the playing field with him. And Frappuccino one step ahead. Andrew says, BFAB, what is your thoughts? Growing on getting better or horrible? I think BFAB is getting much better. Doesn't have all the moves, but she has something that shows more and more. Look, BFAB got better the day she got rid of Top Dollar. You know, she won points from me the day that Top Dollar and BFAB were two separate entities. Was great. Yeah, but jokes apart, I think she's doing fine. I haven't seen a whole lot of work from her recently, but I did watch her, this past SmackDown, and yeah, she's getting better, undeniably better. So is Maxine. I think Maxine is much better in the ring than what I saw her previously. Much better. They're all getting better. By the way, this is a spoiler right now because at the end of the day, doesn't matter who won the match. La Grande Americano, Frappuccino, is the one standing tall right now. Ray is down, he's standing tall, which means that he is going to go down at WrestleMania. That's what's going to be happening, right? True? That's right. And yeah, speaking of BFAB once again, I feel like definitely getting better, but look, the whole roster right now is so competitive. You just can't be average. You got to be the best, right? So there's a lot that she still has to work on, and not just her, but also the production team and the creative has to work on because, yeah, she's getting better in the ring, and she can talk. We know that already. But they also have to work on the character. They also have to work on the presentation, make her a star because right now she is, as the name suggests, a B+ star. Not an A+, not even a B-. I'm sorry, not even a B. So not even an A-. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done there. And these are two more people I just don't care much about. The War Raiders. All right. AKA the tag team champions. Maybe it's not them. Maybe it's just me. As you know, the tag team... The name, there's a name, tag team. It doesn't excite me. Tag team wrestling isn't my favorite kind of wrestling. So, let's see. I think it's not them, it's me. Yeah. I don't even know what I have against tag team wrestling, but it's just not my cup of tea. Let's just say that. You know what I find really funny is that Vince McMahon hates or used to hate triple threat matches at WrestleMania. And this year we got, I believe, not one but two triple threat matches. Yeah, they're doing everything. They got two triple threat matches. You got John Cena as a heel. They're doing everything to piss Vince McMahon off. That's for sure. Are there a lack of tag team wrestling? Yeah, I mean, I guess lack of good tag team wrestling, right? Lack of good tag team wrestling, absolutely. Again, I'm curious to see whatever the hell's gonna be happening with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Curious to see that, and here we are, the New Day. These guys, it's like they're so old day. They really are, and Big E is not a partner as well now. He's not active, sadly. So these two healed and everything. It still doesn't work out to me. I would like Kofi to go solo, honestly, right now. I think it could work, heal and everything. It could work. I was looking back, now Netflix, you can look back at whatever you want to look back at, but I was looking back at WrestleMania 33, and I was amazed at how over the New Day was back then. They were the special guests of WrestleMania, the guest host. It was great. They came out. I was hyped. I think everybody was holding onto their breath at that moment because when they came out, just about the time when the ladder tag team titles match was about to start, they came out and they announced the return of the Hardy Brothers, and the Hardy Brothers came out. I still get goosebumps right now when I speak. I don't know if you can see it, but I get goosebumps right now when I talk about it. The Hardys returning at WrestleMania 33 was one of the most beautiful WrestleMania returns in recent history that I've ever seen. It was great. Everybody was ready for it. Everybody was dialed in. Everyone was excited. People were smiling. It was great. It was just great vibes, and the stage was great. The design was great. Everything was fantastic. And right now, people are getting very excited these days about as and they should be. It's WrestleMania, so people should be excited. But I see a lot of excitement online about the stage design for WrestleMania. People talking about how it's gonna mimic the Plaza Hotel, or how it's gonna be so grand and so great. But TKO has been nothing but embarrassing when it comes to stage designs, because you look at the Raw stage right now, look at the weekly show stages. They're small and they're a poor excuse for a stage compared to the Vince McMahon days. You look at last year's WrestleMania 40, the big one, 40. And look at the stage that they had for WrestleMania 40. It was like a house show stage. It was a terrible stage design. You can't tell me otherwise. So people are getting excited about the Plaza Hotel Recreation at 41. And I'm just gonna say, let's wait and see. I don't think it's gonna be grand. I hope it's gonna be, but I don't have my expectations high when it comes to TKO and stage designs. They save their money over there. They save their money on the production. So let's see. We got Broman saying, yeah, I didn't think I would get tired of the Kofi and Xavier, but here we are. I know. Yeah. Should be illegal for Kofi not to have a that's true. And I feel like Kofi can still go out there, can still do stuff. The one thing that really made me a Kofi fan was those Rumble spots and the ladder mat spots, the Money in the Bank spots. He just doesn't do them now. I'm not sure why, but those were like a big part of my childhood, and I miss them. Andrew says cost effectiveness on the stage is a business. Exactly, that's what they do, and it's fair game. I'm complaining, but it's not like I'm not complaining. I'm complaining, but still, yeah, I was about to say I'm not complaining, but then I realized that I'm complaining. But I understand they're saving cost on one end, but also they're spending it on something else, like these celebrity appearances that they do and stuff. So, yeah, that's that. But here we are now. Oh, wow. I don't know why suddenly I have this urge in me to yawn. I don't know if it's the time, I don't know if it's me, or I don't know if it's Karrion Kross, but I feel like I just have this instant urge to yawn and go to sleep. My eyes feel heavy right now, and I think it's because of the guy on my TV screen at the moment. So boring that even the smoke show Scarlett Bordeaux can't wake me up right now. Karrion Kross. Such a boring guy. Come on. Come on. I'd rather listen to Machine Gun Kelly for 10 minutes straight than watch this guy wrestle. Get out of here, Karrion. Okay, Karrion. Nice entrance, bro. Okay. You're right. Yo, guys, check this out. One of the best matches, one of the best WrestleMania matches, but did you see that entrance? Triple H actually, I'm pretty sure you all know it, you know it better than me, but that entrance is special and memorable because chemicals, they react in a certain way. And there was a mishap that took place during Triple H's entrance because of the gas and everything. And he actually ended up suffering some burns in his abdomen area because of that entrance. Apparently, he got water over there, and there was I can't really recall the name of the gas that they were spraying. Because of which some reaction happened, and he had dry ice on his abdomen area. And if he's making his entrance, you'll see him trying to get rid of the dry ice off his abs, and he ended up getting some burns over there. But also, despite of that mishap, it was a fantastic match. I remember being on the edge of my seat for that match. I remember absolutely, this has never happened to me before in wrestling, but I was watching this match and I literally covered my damn eyes because of that moment when Triple H was about to really crack open a cold one. By that I mean hit Undertaker at the back of the head with that sledgehammer. That was crazy. That was crazy. So one of my absolute favorite matches, Triple H versus Taker, WrestleMania 28, with Shawn Michaels as the referee. What a classic. What a classic. What a classic. Did I say what a classic? Yeah, what a classic. But you're right, Andrew. This is the closest Karrion is getting to WrestleMania. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think nobody should blame Vince McMahon for that Karrion Kross disaster that took place during his first run. Everybody blamed Vince or that mask or the booking for Karrion's failure, but we have Karrion. What he wants to do right now, he does it. He's got match. Oh, this is the funniest thing, right? I mean, people freak out over it, and I'm like, come on, Marks. But look, I see online all these social media, people absolutely go bananas over the fact that Karrion's got matching hairstyle with all of his opponents, and I'm like, that doesn't change a damn thing for me. Cry me a river. I don't care if you've got matching hairstyle with AJ Styles or AJ Lee. That doesn't change anything. That doesn't change the fact that you're so boring of a wrestler that I'd rather listen to Justin Bieber for 2 minutes than watch you. Matching hairstyle is the best that he could do. Oh dear. It was a classic, Andrew. It was a classic. Yeah. It was a classic. And look at that, guys. Matching hairstyle. Does that change a thing for you? If it does, good for you. Doesn't change a thing for me, though. And AJ Styles now. Karrion can't bring... We got my brother, by the way, my homie. We got AC Hammer here. Karrion can't bring out his wife and expect us to focus on him. Exactly. Cannot. Absolutely not. It's so funny, brother, because I there are a few promoters that I'm very good friends with. One of the promoters in LA area It's so funny. He probably will be pissed when I say it. But, he booked Karrion for one of his shows. And I was like, you getting it Karrion, brother. Why don't you get in Scarlet? You should get in Scarlet too, He said, yeah, Karrion charges me. I think, I can't recall the exact payment, but I think Karrion charged him $2,000 for the show. And with his wife, it was plus 1,000. So it was like 3,000. You get both of them. He's like, yeah, he charges me this much. If I bring in his wife, they'll charge me 1,000 more. I could do that, but AJ, to be honest, I'd get somebody else who's just as hot or even hotter, and I have to pay $100. So I'll do that rather than pay 1,000 for his wife. And okay, brother. So that's, that's the appeal, I guess. And the industry understands that. And here we are now. We got Karrion Kross getting AJ Styles down. Karrion looks like a white version of Roman. Bruh, can't be so disrespectful, Nantic, to Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. Karrion, no way. And here we are now kicking AJ Styles in the abs, and AJ Styles in a bit of a trouble over here. Wow. What a way to shut me up right now. Karrion Kross actually dominating somebody in the ring. Good for him. AJ Styles down. Wow. Karrion Kross actually dominating someone? Never knew that was possible. Never knew that. Never imagined that in my wildest dreams. Even Scarlett Bordeaux is shocked right now. And AJ Styles now trying to bring us back to reality with a kick to the side of the head of Karrion Kross, and now sending him over to the barricade. Karrion in trouble. Let's see. Broman says, I thought you loved Karrion. What happened? Brother. Love is a complicated thing. I mean, I liked Karrion. I especially loved him when he was on my podcast. I loved him. But then reality sunk in, and he showed up. He returned to the WWE, and he just got boring and boring and boring and boring. And he turned into a crazy conspiracy theory kind of character in the WWE who just talks and does nothing. And the breaking point for me was the matching hairstyles. Like, what the hell are you trying to prove, my brother? It does nothing. It changes nothing. So, no, absolutely not. But they should do a head shave match like McMahon and Trump. Yeah, but good point. But who, like Karrion and Styles? Okay, sure. What do I say? Karrion Kross, to me, right now, has the same appeal as James Ellsworth did back in 2015, 14, whatever year that was. Yeah. Guys, but, looking back at those times, the Carmella and James Ellsworth times, it feels like we are in such a better place in the WWE right now, because there was a time when Shane McMahon was the general manager and James Ellsworth was a world title contender. And Carmella was the big one, So those were some dark times and we didn't even realize it. But in hindsight, those were also some fun days, right? Those were days when you could have fun, I guess. Yeah, I guess. But let's see. We got Karrion back in the ring. AJ Styles following. Guys, just a question, right? So far, it's been fun. It's been great. We're all chatting. I'm having a great time, right? Always a great time when my brother's in the house, by the way. So, obviously, always love talking to all of you. But I'm just going to, be honest with me. The first match of the show sucked. The second match of the show was okay, was good. Mysterio, Julius Creed, good match. The opening segment with Gunther sucked. This match right here, I don't even know. But overall, we're done with the first hour. We're now in the second hour of the show. But how is this getting you excited for WrestleMania? How is it doing that? What about this show is making you go, wow, I can't wait till WrestleMania to see the rest of this? What is it? I don't know. Right now, so far, nothing to me. Yeah, comparing him to Ellsworth is a red card. Really? You think so? bruh. Ellsworth is a red card in himself. Like, yeah, the fall of James Ellsworth should be studied. It should be studied. Terrible, terrible. By the way, speaking of studied, did you guys know that Harvard? I don't know if they still do it, by the way, but a couple years ago, Harvard was like doing a whole class, like a whole class on WWE, like it was a case study. Crazy. All right. Anyways, we got. Let's see how this. Yeah, I know, Andrew. Look, at first I was like, "Wow, let's go! They're loading up tonight's show. Roman Reigns gonna be here. That's cool." But now, as the show goes on, it kind of makes sense why they got Roman Reigns on the show tonight. That's because they couldn't do it on their own. You know, they know that they've got a terrible champion in Gunther who can't speak, who can't get us hyped for his match, who can't main event WrestleMania champion. And that's why they got Roman Reigns here to hype us up for WrestleMania. They needed somebody from SmackDown to hype up Raw and hype up WrestleMania. Look, Gunther's promo tonight was so bad, right? I mean, pretty sure you guys all heard it. And I think that, you know, our opinions are kind of similar here because that was a weak promo. The fans' reaction was terrible. It seemed like nobody wanted to listen to him at all. They didn't give him a chance to talk. It was terrible. The whole promo was terrible. The way he just walked out of there was like a walk of shame. When Gunther walked out to the back, it was a walk of shame. I haven't seen a walk of shame quite like that. It was one of the worst walk of shames ever, they say, in history. Yeah. What's happening with Karrion now? I got nothing to say about that. I've got nothing to say about that. Okay. What do you mean Frankenstein Gunther can't speak? Yeah, look, exactly. That's what I was saying earlier as well. That some people, they just need people to really push them. There are people who just, you know, they need wingmen. Let's call them wingmen, right? There are some people who are great, but they can't present themselves well, and that's what they need, wingmen. It's okay to have wingmen with you. That doesn't make you weak. It just makes you popular, I guess. And you're so popular that you've got wingmen, right? It's great. And Gunther needed 2. Now he's got none. Roman Reigns needed 1, and that was the wise man. And now he's got none as well. But Roman's got to be fine. But Gunther really needs wingmen. Without wingmen, he's got nothing. He's got no wings. Gunther is gonna fall down hard. He's gonna crash to the ground without his wingman. Is anybody surprised at the outcome of this match? I'm not. I'm just glad the match is over. Karrion Kross really went out there with his crazy posts on social media, with his cryptic backstage promos, and his matching hairstyle, and it all concluded in this botch of a match on Monday Night Raw. Not even like Elimination Chamber or anything. He just got a match on Monday Night Raw. Okay, and here we are now, Logan Paul. Besides Paul, who else is a great mouthpiece? Well, Paul sure is. He sure is, you know. The thing with Logan Paul is that he's a big talker. But as Dolph Ziggler once said, don't show off if you can't pull it off. Logan Paul, he's a big talker, but he can pull it off. He says the things that he does. He can pull it off. So he can talk. He's allowed to talk. In my opinion, he is allowed to talk because he can pull it off.
I came out here to tell my man
Why is he all dressed up like Bad Bunny, by the way?
Seriously, AJ, come on, go win, brother. Congratulations, you did it. In front of Sacramento. A bunch of people who weren't cool enough to live in Los Angeles. And weren't smart enough to live in San Francisco.
Yo. That's something.
You, my friend,
That was a good one, actually.
generic California losers. What you versus me at WrestleMania is gonna cook.
It's gonna cook indeed.
But hey, AJ, now, why don't we show 'em why our match is gonna make money? Here's what you're up against. Please enjoy this piece of cinema. I am the Maverick, Logan Paul, and I don't want to be one of y'all. I'm one of one.
That's what I'm talking about, guys. Logan Paul is allowed to say whatever he wants because he can pull it off. And that's the truth. The stats, they speak for themselves, you know? So when Karrion Kross does talking like this, that's trash. And I'm not going to listen to it. When Logan Paul does it, I won't like it, but I'll listen to it because the guy pulls it off. Logan is cooking this crowd indeed. Jonathan says, I'm not active. I've been logged out of my account. I'm sorry that you have to go through this, Jonathan. If you need any help, let me know. But, wow, I'm sorry that you have to go through all this nonsense, really. I hope you get the account back. But let us know if you need any help. Logan is so boring, says Ricky. Yep. Okay. Oh, Karrion Kross is here. Oh, how cute. How cute. All right. Thanks for coming, Karrion. And Logan now. That was beautiful there. That was beautiful. Great stuff from Logan Paul again. The only guy who's got me a little bit hyped about WrestleMania tonight is Logan Paul. Yeah, you know, doesn't sound real, but I'm not even kidding right now. Logan Paul's the only guy who's directly said, this is why you need to watch my match at WrestleMania. You know, he's the only one who's done it. So far, everything else that's happened on Raw tonight feels so disconnected from WrestleMania. This is the only one. This is the only one. Logan Paul, good job. Good job. Really something to look forward to at WrestleMania. And that's going to be Logan destroying AJ Styles. I'm Team Logan Paul. I'm Team Logan Paul. That's right. I'm Team Logan Paul. Yeah. All right. We got my brother AC Hammer saying, wearing regular clothes does not help Gunther. I'm not crazy about... I agree. And, you know, we used to look for... I don't know if I can speak for everybody, but I used to look forward to merchandise. Wrestlers wearing merch. And I used to be like, wow, that guy's cool. I'm going to go buy his merch. Now, you see Gunther come out, street clothes. I can't relate. I can't. Yeah, so I agree with that. You know, you can't. You need merchandise on these people, and sometimes it's okay to wear street clothes, but all the time it gets a little bit off. And with Gunther, it's everything. It's his attire, it's his promo skills, it's a presentation. It's everything. And Gunther is a serious guy. I respect that. Not everybody's a promo guy. Not everybody can talk like that. Not everybody is so charismatic. Gunther is charismatic, but he's charismatic in a different way. He's a good wrestler. but he doesn't have he doesn't have what it takes to connect with the audience in that manner to get them excited. And that's okay. That's why they have wingmen. That's why they have managers, and that's why they've got people talking for them. But getting rid of Ludwig and Vinci was a terrible move. Was a terrible move. Should have never happened. It has happened. It's a disaster. Look at Vinci right now. Vinci has done nothing, nothing at all. He's released. He's not even with the company right now. Look at Ludwig Kaiser. Ludwig Kaiser has done nothing in this company except for hooking up with Tiffany Stratton. Nothing else. Nothing else. I mean, Ludwig's greatest accomplishment is Tiffany, and that's about it. So, really, I mean, they need to be together. They need to be together. Ludwig, at least Ludwig and Gunther. I don't know about Vinci because Vinci's not even in the contract now. But Ludwig and Gunther, they need to be together. But by the way, why is Chad Gable on my screen right now?
Will never be as unlucky of a number as it's going to be on Saturday when El Grande puts him down and cements his legacy as the greatest luchador of all time. Thank you.
Sí. Gracias. Pat, why is Chad Gable so invested?
Did Michael Cole say Cesar Gracias? Okay. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. That was hilarious.
Sacramento not supportive of Chad Gable at all.
I'm not saying that La Grande Americano and Chad Gable are the same people, but I'm just saying that I've never seen the two together at the same damn time on the stage. But who knows? And let's see. Let's see what happens here. We got Ricky saying he's calling California trash. He's the one who's trash. He's living in California. Stupid Logan Paul. Ricky took offense. Ricky took major offense from Logan Paul calling out California. I see you, Ricky. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. Yeah.
Can you imagine Roman, Punk, and Rollins going to be in the same ring tonight?
We got my brother Andrew saying, oh, Kaiser has done something for himself. Let's just hope for his sake he's a better man than a wrestler. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. Because I don't want Kaiser and Tiffany to end up the same way that Mandy Rose and her ex-WWE, ex-wrestler of a boyfriend did. He's an absolute loser, in my opinion. Worse than Karrion Kross. I can't believe that I'm saying this, but he's worse than Karrion, in my opinion. Much worse. And I feel bad for Mandy because I feel like she's just with the wrong guy. And if you watch that footage, if you watch that little video of Mandy comparing WWE to OnlyFans and describing why OnlyFans is so much better, you'll feel bad for her as well because she's talking about all of this stuff and her boyfriend over there is like, I love it, I'm so proud of you. I'm like, what are you talking about, brother? But it's it's just like you said, Andrew. I hope that this guy Kaiser's a better man than a wrestler because that guy that Mandy's dating right now, not a better man, not even a man, I would say. AC Hammer. By the way, am I not being too spicy tonight? I feel like I'm being a little too spicy right now. AC Hammer says the attire helps with the character development too. Ludwig played the German Austrian heel better than Gunther, though Gunther had that going for him, but abandoned it. I agree. Ludwig is just much better in character than Gunther. Let's just face it. Even when I was at the press conference, when I interviewed them in person, you could tell the aura of Ludwig, the way he stayed in character. Like, I made Gunther smile, right? I made him laugh, which is hard to do, but I did it. But Ludwig, I could not. Ludwig is just, he stays in character. The only one that could make him smile is probably Tiffany, probably her. Nobody else, but that's that. We got Ricky, by the way, we got Jay coming out right now. He's not yeeting, which makes you think, has he sold his soul to The Rock? Because he's not eating now. So is the soul sold already? We got my brother Ricky saying Jonathan team is over. That's right. Yeah, hopefully Jonathan gets his account back. I told you I was gonna be the guy tonight. I'm forcing you to live a little spicier. You probably are, Andrew. You probably are, my brother. You probably are. You're right about that. Really, thanks for that, my brother Ricky. Much love to David. Thank you. 10 minutes of eating commenting now. Yeah, yeah. But there is a conspiracy going on that he might have sold his soul to The Rock. So that's that. Tiffany likes when he stands stiff at attention. I shouldn't have read that. I should not have read that. Yeah, I shouldn't have read that. Yeah. I'll be more careful reading Andrew's comments in the future. But here we are now. Jey Uso making sure everybody gets the high five as he jumps over the barricade. That barricade still reminds me of the Shield days when Seth Rollins actually fell down as he was jumping. And here we are with Pat McAfee, Jey Uso greeting everybody. Vince McMahon would have never allowed something like that, right? That interaction with the commentators. His turning heel would make him championship run more interesting. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And imagine, I mean, that's what the fan theory just says, that Rock is going to own the soul of not just one, but both the world champions, Jay and John. So, let's see. Hey, Jonathan. Welcome back. So, WrestleMania is Saturday and Sunday. So, Friday is SmackDown, or should I call it WrestleMania SmackDown. Friday night is the Hall of Fame. Then Saturday, noon or afternoon, I believe, is Stand and Deliver NXT. Saturday evening is WrestleMania Night 1. Sunday evening is WrestleMania Night 2. And then we got, some days later, we got WrestleMania After Dark. So really, this is becoming more than a WrestleMania week. It's becoming a WrestleMania month, essentially. So lots of stuff happening here and there. Yeah, absolutely, Ricky. We're going to be live for WrestleMania 100%. We're going to be live for WrestleMania. Jonathan, you got the account back? Everything cool now? Yeah? Yeah, they got Stand and Deliver. You're right about that, Ricky. They do. They do. Man. This is what happened. I love this because... Can I just give them a round of applause? Yeah, I gotta do it. This is what happens when you got two people who can't talk on the microphone going for the World Championship at WrestleMania. Gunther can't talk. So he had to cut his own little promo, which he got embarrassed and booed out of the building. And Jey Uso, he can talk, but, you know, I guess he eats better than he talks, so that's why it's a whole eudaimonia that we're seeing right now. It was very noticeable that Jey did no testing and continues not to eat. Yep.
I said what I had to say to Gunther last week. But I really wanted to come out here and holler at y'all. Yeah, my peoples. What up, Sacktown? My mama out here somewhere in the crowd. She out here somewhere in the crowd. Well, look, Goose. Everybody keep on asking me, ooh, Jay, where your mind at? Am I crashing? Hell yeah, I'm crashing. I'm locked in for y'all.
I don't know. The more I listen to Jey Uso talk, it almost sounds like it's Obama speaking. If I close my eyes, it almost sounds like it's Barack Obama speaking. I'm kidding. Honestly, outside of a few angles, WWE has been boring to me. I get it, Drew. I get it. I totally get it. Did you watch that Karrion Kross versus AJ Styles match? Yeah. That's the kind of show that we're getting right now. Jay always crash out, says Ricky. Yep.
At WrestleMania. Hey, look though, I'ma see you on Saturday. Gunther, I'ma get you, cuz. So here's what we gonna do. One time for the one time. Hey, Oos, please, hit my music. Oh yeah.
Is Jey Uso trying to be AJ or what? Like, why the hell is he wearing sunglasses like me? Guys, I got a question. I got lots of questions right now, but I got a big one right now. Does Jey Uso have a restraining order against Gunther, or does Gunther have a restraining order against Jey Uso? Like, come on, these two are wrestling at WrestleMania. Why can't they have a face-off at the last Raw before WrestleMania? Why not have the same segment, one segment between the two, where they talk, where they face off, where they slap each other, where they do something that makes us feel like, yeah, these two are wrestling at WrestleMania. Why these two different segments where first Gunther gets booed out of the place and we see the worst walk of shame we've seen in the history of humanity, and then Jey Uso comes out here, he vibes with the crowd, he does the yeet and everything, he says a few words, and then he walks out of here. Like, these two are wrestling at WrestleMania, and this is how you promote the match and the last Raw of WrestleMania before WrestleMania? Really? I don't get it. Unless they have a restraining order against each other, this makes no sense to me. This makes no sense to me. I really don't know why two different segments. Why couldn't they just confront? I don't know. Is it just me who's bothered by this? Because I'm bothered by it. I really am. This reminds me of a few years ago when Brock and Roman had a match at WrestleMania, and they closed the Raw before WrestleMania with each trying to snatch away the title from each other, and the online community just went absolutely berserk. They were complaining, they were unhappy, they were angry that how did this go home show end in such a manner where there was no physical interaction, there was no shouting, slapping, beating down each other, just snatching titles. And now we've got Jay and Gunther promoting their match, coming out, cutting promos separately for the match. It makes zero sense to me. This is embarrassing. What I'm seeing right now is embarrassing. I don't know what do people find amusing about this, but this is embarrassing. This is not cool. This is not cool. Oh, absolute hell yeah, Ricky. I would say put them on the pre-show. I'd say put them on the pre-show. Really. Come on. Come on. Come on. Wow. What do I say? Yeah, this is special. This is special.
Continental Champion Ron Breaker. Ron, this Sunday at WrestleMania, the odds are stacked against you as you put that title on the line against 3 other men. So how
I'm probably the only watch along guy. The only it just made me realize that I am probably the only guy who does watch alongs. And when there's a backstage assault like that Braun Breaker getting beat down by the Judgment Day, instead of going batshit crazy and like jumping off my seat and giving this crazy ass expressions, I'm the only guy pouring some water and drinking it out of my glass. Cheers. I'm probably the only one who does that. That was cool. Yeah. And True says, I have a feeling Dom's going to win. I think so, too. I think he should win. I think he should win. The guy deserves it. You know, he's hot right now. And definitely great time to capitalize on that. He'd be good. He'd be good. He should win. I agree. Totally agree with that. What do you guys feel about Penta, by the way? Penta and Ray. Do you think they're going to be teaming up sooner than later after WrestleMania? To me, I feel like that's going to happen, but who knows what they've planned. All right.
Everybody in here is on the edge of their seat, standing up, totally engaged.
The man who shows zero fear.
He's been teaching me Spanish, Paul. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
By the way, I just saw the funniest clip today. I just saw it right now. So, JD Vance, right? Vice President JD Vance, Trump and Vance, they had invited the Ohio State national team over to the White House because they won the national championship, right? So they wanted to celebrate, congratulate them from the White House. And just when they were about to do the photo op, JD Vance went to pick up the trophy, the 2025 National Championships trophy. And as he was picking it up, it broke into two pieces. And JD Vance had to get rid of the ladder, the bottom part of the trophy, and just pose with the top part. So he broke the trophy into two. That is the funniest thing ever. That's so embarrassing. And Trump's just there laughing. That is hilarious. By the way, FNBLR, Finn Balor is coming out. How innovative, right? Nice. Finn Balor making his way out right now.
McAfee show on ESPN. As soon as that is over, Pat and I head over to Peacock. We'll be outside with a host of guests as we officially host the WrestleMania kickoff show. Always a lot of fun. That's live on Peacock.
Now, those kickoff shows have become must-watch entertainment, especially because of the things that you end up doing. Crowd surfing, offending people. We'll kick off WrestleMania in proper fashion. Cannot wait for that.
Ricky, they're hating him. Why? Because he was cool with Trump and he said nothing against Trump. Is that why they're hating him? I did see few clips of that sit down that he had with Trump. He seemed pretty cool with him, seemed pretty chill with him, and didn't have a lot of good things to say to the fake media, as Trump labels them. Right? He didn't have a lot of good things to say to them. But it was quite hostile towards the media. So that was that. So I guess that's why they hate him. But here we are, by the way. Penta is wasting no time just taking out Finn Balor just like that, right? He's not wasting any time. Poor guy was just making his entrance, but Penta attacking him, really. And Finn Balor in some trouble here. I know, I saw that. I saw that, Ricky. Yeah, Penta. And there you go on the apron, kick to the head of Finn Balor. Balor taking it back. Penta going flying down right there. Going for the cover on Balor. Balor with a kick out. All right. Another kick straight to the gut of Penta. Penta in some trouble, or so it seems. And there you go. That's nice, Ricky. That's nice. All right, yeah, back to Raw. More on Outsider Speaks, Ricky, on that topic. But here we are, kick to the side of the head of Finn Balor once again. Penta, look at that, just showing off right there. Wow. Going for the cover, Balor down. It's a 2 and a kick out right there. Wow. I've seen better Raw before WrestleManias. This one, so far, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it at all, especially the Gunther Jey Uso stuff. Terrible. Not feeling it at all. And here we are. It really tells you exactly why they're not main eventing. Right, AJ, you have any channel of shock you didn't live today? Yeah. I didn't do the live on Outsider Speaks because this week I am mostly focusing on WrestleMania. So once WrestleMania is done, then we're gonna be shifting the focus back to Outsider Speaks. There's only so much I can do, Only guy, the one-man show running both the channels. So now Penta, out show to Finn. Finn reverses it. Penta sends Finn down. Finn, oh dear, look at that. Goes for the cover on Penta. Penta with the kick out. Brother, I really want Finn Balor back. I think that was the saving grace of Finn Balor and kind of made him interesting right now. I don't see that appeal, but I don't know. I don't know if Finn Balor wants to bring back Demon Balor himself, because he's been asked about it, and he gives very safe answers to it. Basically, the answers end up sounding like he doesn't want to bring it back, or he's no intentions of bringing it back yet. So I think it'll be back, when they feel like money's to be made of Demon Balor, it'll be back. But right now, it doesn't look like it's coming back. Yeah, he was cool. Indeed, he was cool. And here we are now. Stomps right there to the chest of Penta. Penta in some trouble. Finn Balor showing off. Finn Balor went from being one of my absolute favorites to now just being an average guy. Definitely not one of my favorites on the roster today. It kind of drives me a little bit crazy when I think about the fact that so far that we've been watching Raw tonight, the only guy that I've actually praised and said very good things about is Logan Paul. Kind of makes me question myself and my decisions, but it's the truth. The only guy that I've actually praised tonight is Logan Paul. It is the truth. Yeah.
Balor letting Eddie
guess so. I guess so, brother. Honestly, the Judgment Day, it should just disband already. They don't need to drag it as they've dragged the New Day. The Judgment Day, to me, was kind of over already when Rhea was kind of done with it, when Damien was kind of done with it. Liv and Dominic have got their own thing going on. Finn Balor should be set free, I feel. Carlito is the only guy right now, I feel like, who has a job because of the Judgment Day, because if it wasn't for Judgment Day, I don't think anybody would care about him sitting backstage playing 2K24 or 25, whatever the hell he plays on his PlayStation. But that's the only thing that Carlito really does as a part of Judgment Day. He plays on his PS5. So Carlito's the only guy who actually kind of, benefits from having the Judgment Day around. Nobody else does. Nobody else. Everybody else would be better off without it, I feel. And now Penta with some punches straight to the gut of Finn Balor. Slap to the chest. Another one right there. Cover on Penta. Penta kicks out once again. Finn Balor taking it back. Judgment Day will be good for Dom's development, especially when JD comes back. Oh, the Funko Pop guy. The walking, talking Funko Pop. I forgot about JD McDonough altogether. Yeah. Sure, that could be it. That could be it. That could be a good one. But honestly, Carlito, as much as I like Carlito, I don't like him in the Judgment Day. I feel like he should go back to being the apple spitting guy. I think he was better off like that. But right now, we don't. If you think about it, we don't really have a Mediterranean chill ass cool guy on the roster right now. Nobody. Carlito was that guy. He was that chilled out, cool Mediterranean kind of vibe guy, and we don't have that right now. So maybe just get rid of this dark Carlito and give us that chill, cool, apple eating guy. I think he'd be nice. But you're right about that. Dominic could benefit, being a leader. Every great leader has a JD. That's right. Look at that. Finn Balor still dominating. What do I say? We're done with nearly 2 hours of the show. And this show has done nothing to promote WrestleMania except for Logan Paul doing a little work over there. Everything else is just, what do I say? There are two people who have kind of done well tonight. Julius Creed, Logan Paul. Should I say Chad Gable? I guess I'll say Chad Gable too. But other than that, come on. Rey Mysterio, yeah. Backbreaker from Penta to Finn Balor. Cool. Finn kicks out. Welcome back, David. Welcome. Good to see you. What's up? I agree with that totally. Even though La Grande Americano, aka Frappuccino, is very new to the roster, I think that he has great in-ring ability, and he's gonna make a great match. I agree with that. It should have been a mask versus mask. It's not a mask versus mask, right? I mean, can you imagine Frappuccino unmasking Rey Mysterio? Crazy. But yeah, I agree totally. It's got to be a good match. It's got to be a good match. But brother, really, this is a weak Raw before WrestleMania. Really weak. I cannot be the only guy who was annoyed by the way that they have now promoted Jay and Gunther, right? I mean, the the way that they pulled it off tonight, two different segments, it was just something I cannot wrap my head around. It was weird. Jonathan was on the chat from live stream YouTube show live. Really, that's amazing. I had no idea. That's awesome. Oh, that's what Ricky was talking about earlier. Okay, makes sense. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. And Carlito over here. Look at that. Finn Balor covering Penta. Penta kicks out. Yeah, I mean, something. Rock should have been here. Cena could have done something. Honestly, it kind of surprises me that Cena doesn't even like send a video or appear via satellite, Doesn't do any of that. And now we got Braun Breaker coming out. What are we gonna get another spear? I think we're gonna get another spear, just like we did the last time. And it went super viral. Carlito getting out of there. He doesn't want to get speared, it seems. And Braun Breaker now. Thank you, Braun Breaker. I gotta thank him, this guy, because if it wasn't for Breaker, this match would still be going on right now. Gotta thank you for that. And Dominic Mysterio comes in. Real nice, real nice. Yeah, I think what you guys said makes sense. True. Dominic is definitely gonna win the match. Ricky says, AJ, I got a question from this question from Arthur James. Yes. Yes. So, Twitch. We are coming back on Twitch. Yes, we will be going back on Twitch. This Wednesday, actually, I'll be doing AEW Dynamite's live stream on Twitch. So, yes, we are going back to Twitch as well. Yes, we're going to be doing that, Ricky. We are. Yeah. Much love to James, by the way. Thank you, Ricky. Thanks, Ricky, my brother. And here we are. Thank you, James. So if you guys are not subscribed or not following me on Twitch, make sure to do so because we are returning to Twitch as well in some capacity. So make sure to hit the follow on Twitch. Was it botched? Yeah, it makes total sense now. When you think about it, when you put the pieces together, Dominic walking out with the title makes 100% sense. It makes total sense. Total sense. Yeah, he's got to be champion. Good for him. Good for him as well. Good for him. With that being said, we are done with nearly two. Oh, I forgot. I forgot the women's championship match. This is what I said all this time, that whenever that they should let the foreign language wrestlers talk in their language and add subtitles. And I'm glad they're doing it now. It just makes the whole thing much better. It's better than forcing them to speak English, a language that they're not comfortable with, which makes them sound not so dominating. This is much better. Ricky says, I don't see Penta win this weekend or get pinned. I see Dominic winning and pinning Finn Balor. It could be. You're right about that. It could be, Ricky. Good point. He was too good for these two. Yeah, I get it. And especially Bianca turning heel. I don't know how you guys like it, but I guess I'll save my opinion for WrestleMania. Let's see what happens at Mania. I haven't seen a whole lot, but let's see. AC Hammer, are you going to WrestleMania After Dark? By the way, guys, wrestling and WWE is a rich man's sport now. It really is, right? I mean, I was looking at WrestleMania tickets. They're so expensive now. They're so expensive. Even the cheap seats, they cost so much. So, anybody going to WrestleMania After Dark? Let me know.
This year's event. On Saturday, Stand and Deliver NXT gets underway to kick off the day. Countdown to WrestleMania, followed by WrestleMania, and then, of course, the WrestleMania post-show. And then we head to WrestleMania Sunday. Again, the countdown to WrestleMania, special 3-hour countdown starts 1 o'clock local, 4 o'clock on the East Coast, WrestleMania, and then the WrestleMania post-show. And we want to invite everyone to join us at the T-Mobile Arena on the biggest Monday night of the year. You never know what's going to happen. It's unpredictable. It's the Raw after Mania, Monday night, live from Las Vegas. As we head now toward WrestleMania weekend.
Michael Cole, when we talk about a weekend that is packed and stacked, we're talking about one that's going to be voiced by you for the 28th time. And this triple threat could be the show steal.
You know, this is how much they care about their world title matches at WrestleMania. First, Gunther and Jay didn't even have a face-off tonight. The women, I guess they kind of wrapped it up with that little video from Io Sky. That's it. This is how much they care about the title matches, I guess. Who do you think can keep up with Io from the women's roster? The first name that pops up in my head right now is Alexa Bliss. But then Alexa Bliss, I don't know what the situation is with her. You know, first it was the rumors about the contract that they don't want to sign her, or she doesn't want to sign, or they've got some problems. Then she just disappears, and I don't even know what the deal is with Alexa Bliss. But I would have loved to see Alexa Bliss, you know, at WrestleMania. I thought we would see Alexa versus Liv Morgan. That obviously not happening. Now I think we're certain that Alexa is not gonna be at Mania. It's a shame because I would have loved to see that. I would have loved that. I know, Ricky. That's right. You know, especially Vegas is a great venue for Mania. I know this week weather in Vegas is warm and hot and dry. Stay cool, everybody in Vegas. That's awesome. And you know, doesn't matter what the weather is like because WrestleMania, it kind of gives you that vibe, you know, that everything feels good, everything feels cool, everything feels chill. Speaking of weather and Mania, I still remember WrestleMania 35. I got out of the MetLife Stadium, and literally as soon as we got out, soon after Becky Lynch won the titles, it started raining so badly. The trains were shut. There was a big delay when it came to Uber and all these ride apps, and for literally hours, people were standing outside of MetLife, just under the pouring rain. It was terrible. I too was standing there for like an hour at least, brother. I was like standing there for like an hour, and I was wearing my brand new jacket. It was like a leather jacket, very similar to what Triple H used to wear or still wears sometimes. Brand new. First time I was wearing it. It got absolutely spoiled in the rain. You know, it got totally spoiled. Couldn't wear it a single time after that. My phone ran out of the juice, so somebody who I was with at that time, not a friend, but an acquaintance I met there, you know, what do I even say? Like they got the ride. I got in the ride. I literally fell asleep in the car. Got to the hotel, then they woke me up. It was crazy. That's how tiring it was, and that's how bad it was. So rain especially was terrible. And actually, if you look it up, there's articles about it, that how terrible it was, the experience after WrestleMania, how people had a hard time getting home after WrestleMania 35 was terrible. Let's see, you should make a WrestleMania bingo sheet. This Mania seems so, I know. It's like the match card is so bland that you don't even have to go over it. I'm not even looking through the match card. I don't even know all the matches taking place. I'll just sit down and I'll watch the show. That's it. Ah, surprise, surprise. A car pulls up. That's got to be Roman, right? You know, my brother, true. Raw so boring tonight. They had to, they had to borrow a SmackDown superstar to make it interesting. Roman Reigns is here, and he's making his way out. Brother, true. I don't think you're watching Raw tonight, but I gotta say, I am so disappointed in the way that they've actually promoted Gunther and Jay. You're not gonna believe it. I was talking about it. I've been ranting about it. Gunther opened Raw with a little promo, a weak ass promo. Got booed out of the place. Really got booed out of there. He went to the back. I thought we'd see more of it. It was weird that Jey Uso did not interrupt, but I thought I was definite that we were gonna see more of it. Then an hour and a half later, Jey Uso comes out. He eats with the people. He eats with the fans. He says a few nice words, and he goes to the back, yeeting and everything. And they continue eating. The commentators continue eating 5 minutes after Jay had walked out. And that was it. That was how they promoted the match. 2 different segments, 2 different promos from both the competitors. No face-off. And that's how they want you to get excited about their WrestleMania match. It's absolutely berserk. It blows my mind. And that was the worst way to send off a title match to WrestleMania, I feel. All right. It's playing in the background and says true. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. This is not Raw Go Home show before WrestleMania. That's right. Only one man could save it, I guess. And the man is on your TV screen right now, Ricky. That's Roman Reigns. Ricky says, hey, you put your hands. I do. Like what? I got no option. I got no option. He's the only saving grace of this episode. This Reigns and Punk fighting and being jealous over Heyman is getting fruity. They're grown ass man acting. I know. Yeah, I know. It's funny. It's funny. The best part about this segment is that it's the last segment of the show. And the show's about to go off because, wow, what a weak show do we have here tonight.
Where your own people might not be with you. They might turn against you. But you have to figure out whether this whole thing was real or not. Can you do this again? Can you ascend the mountain by yourself? All of the things that we have seen throughout all of sports history have proven that they are him or her. And they are different than everybody else.
Honestly, what do you guys feel about... Wait, actually, let me look it up. Let me look it up 1 second. So, question. I had to look it up because I wasn't sure if he was demoted back to NXT or what, but seems like he's still a main roster member, still on SmackDown. Whatever is happening with Carmelo Hayes, like they got him on the main roster for almost a year now, right? It's been a long time. So they got him on SmackDown, but him doesn't get a WrestleMania match. But Penta, who just showed up a couple weeks ago, gets not just a WrestleMania match, but a title match. But him is left out. How did they do that to him? Like, I still remember last year, Carmelo and Trick, they had this big-ass match, NXT. So exciting. And a year later, look at that. All right. That's crazy, Ricky. They will be the reason Rollins becomes the next Heyman guy. Yeah, that was true. So it was True who said that. I was wondering, was it True who said that to me? It makes a lot of sense, True. It makes a lot of sense. Yep, 100%. Are we going to a commercial break? No, we're not. Good stuff.
Roman Reigns is here on Raw.
SmackDown so bad they had to borrow us. I'm sorry, Raw so bad they had to borrow a SmackDown star tonight. Okay. Look at that sign in the back. Says, "Will dump my husband for Roman." That's funny. That is funny. Yeah. The husband, by the way, who paid for the tickets. All right.
The whole world can hear that you love and acknowledge your tribal chief. Some people would betray me. Sacramento, you got any guesses on who that might be?
So they didn't have a title to put on the line in this match. So instead, they put Paul Heyman on the line. I guess. What do you see the outcome of this triple threat being at Mania? I can't imagine what it can make the story better, and how will it put the winner into contending for the heavyweight title? So, True in the chat, great question, AC. So, True in the chat suggested that. Last week he suggested that it's going to be Seth Rollins who will eventually walk out of WrestleMania with Paul Heyman. So Paul Heyman's going to betray both Punk and Roman for Seth. And that, in my mind, could be the beginning of Seth's ascent back into the seriousness of the business and back into the title picture. With Paul Heyman being his advocate. It could happen. It could happen. I mean, Seth doesn't need Paul Heyman, to be honest, because he's a great talker. But Punk didn't need him for that either, right? Punk's a great talker too. But Paul Heyman did magic with Punk, and he could do the same magic with Seth Rollins. So let's see.
It was not a
Ricky says Paul's lying over here.
No, we take what we want. So I don't owe a favor because I never asked for
Ricky says Roman Reigns is right. I like that.
at War Games. Therefore, I never asked for this favor. So please tell me how I'm supposed to cover the tab for you dumbass favor.
Dumbass favors is Roman Reigns. Look at that. Ah, here he is. Here he is. Roman Reigns on his way out now. Rick, you don't seem happy to see Seth Rollins out here. By the way, this segment better be good because this show was terrible, apart from a couple matches. But this segment better be good and better get us hyped for WrestleMania because so far, this show, it might have had a couple good matches, but hasn't got me hyped for WrestleMania at all.
Tribal chief, because after over a decade, you're finally getting it, man. You're finally starting to put the pieces together all by yourself. You're almost there. You're just missing one little piece, and it's a real shame. It's too little, it's too late, because I still got to end you at WrestleMania. And it's for the same reason it's always been, because it's the right thing to do. See this triple threat match at WrestleMania? This is the biggest, most important triple threat match in the history of WrestleMania, in the history of this company, in the history of this industry, because the winner of this match will define the future.
Is he kidding me? This is not the biggest triple threat match in the history of this company. I would go back 11 years. By the way, feels crazy to say 11 years ago. Has it been 11 years? That's insane. But I would go back, really 11 years? That's crazy. Doesn't feel like 11 years, but okay. Wow. Kind of took my breath away there for a second. 11 years, but okay. Kind of takes me back to WrestleMania 30, right? Where we saw Batista, Bryan, and Orton in the triple threat match. Now, that was the big one. This one doesn't compare. Exactly, AC. Exactly, brother. That's what I'm talking about.
Figure that out. Because if this business is filled with little CM Punks running around who want to pick up their ball and go home when times get tough, only to come back and leech off the profits of other people's success, this business dies. Because if this business is filled with people like me who will sacrifice physical and mental well-being to always do what is best for business. The business not only lives, can be only one, and it's gotta be me. And as for that one little piece that you haven't quite figured out, favors don't happen by chance, Roman. Favors are a choice. I chose not to put Paul Heyman in the hospital last week, and now Paul Heyman can choose whether or not he wants to pay that debt to me. But your wise man, he is as dishonorable as they come. He is a scumbag, and I expect nothing from him.
That's interesting, brother. That's interesting. Seth Rollins being the missing piece to the Rock's team. It's interesting. But I feel like Seth Rollins is too loud of a guy. And he might actually take away the spotlight from Rock and Cena. He's too loud. It's interesting thought. I would say maybe, with my opinion leaning more towards no than yes, but I would say maybe. But I feel like he's gonna steal the spotlight away from Rock and Cena. He's too loud, I feel. But let's see. He could be fun there. He could be fun at I loved him in the Authority, so
Wise man. He's right.
yeah. You're right.
You made your choice.
Without a doubt, brother. Without a doubt. Jay would help. Wow.
Roman Reigns attacking Rollins. For a moment, we thought Seth had talked some sense into Roman Reigns, but Roman didn't want to hear it.
The look on the face of Paul Heyman is great. You gotta love that. So dramatic. And now Punk comes out. I feel like having a white beard doesn't help Punk because it just makes him look a lot older. Maybe he should just dye his beard black or something, because a white beard, I feel, it doesn't help him. That doesn't help him. Yeah. It's been crazy. It's been about 2 years now, right, that we haven't seen Brock. Yeah. The whole Janelle Grant thing is messy, so you don't know if he's gonna show up anytime soon. But Seth Rollins with the steel chair, deja vu, right? Deja vu. Or Cesaro or Rusev Day could be back. I don't know about Cesaro. That's still the contract with AEW, but Rusev Day could be back sooner than later. I'd like to see Rusev versus John Cena, Russia versus the US one more time, honestly. Would be nice. Yeah. But he'd probably come back as the Bulgarian Brute. I liked his Russian persona a lot better than the Bulgarian, but okay. Let's see. All right. Well, that's a one way to close the show, but I'm glad that at least we saw some physical contact to promote a match at WrestleMania, because, yeah. But overall, a very weak WrestleMania go home show, right? Very weak show. Doesn't get me thoroughly excited about WrestleMania. Now I see why a lot of people are complaining about this year's WrestleMania just not being so exciting, and I feel like I agree with that. I understand. Yeah, it was weak. It was a weak show. And the fact that Gunther and Jey Uso had two separate segments to promote their match together was embarrassing, and I cannot wrap my head around it. It was a terrible decision. Gunther came out, very weak promo. Jey Uso came out. I don't even know what he talked about. He talked about eating. He talked about his family apparently being in the crowd. He eated a little bit. He walked out. It was just weird, bad, and there's only so much eating that you can tolerate on TV. It's not fun. It might be fun for the audience sitting there, but for the TV audience, it's just annoying because at the end of the day, is this really the go home show for WrestleMania? I'm pretty sure the go home show for the Great Balls of Fire was better than this. All right, we got Broman saying, yeah, it was mad weak. Hopefully it gets better on SmackDown. Thank you so much, my brother Broman. I'll be here for SmackDown. I'll be watching AEW as well, so should be good. Thank you so much, my brother Ricky. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you all sleep well. Take care. And I will see you very soon. So Wednesday, we're going to be watching AEW. Tomorrow, we were going to be watching NXT as well. So I look forward to seeing you all there. We're going to have a good time. You all take care. Sleep well. This was not the worst Raw ever, I would say. But for a go-home show, WrestleMania go-home show, it's pretty bad. And for that reason, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. One of the worst go-home shows for WrestleMania, I would say. 3 out of 10 for me for this show. They need more matches on the show. I went live last year for Raw Before Mania, and I felt like I barely saw any wrestling. I remember going to Raw Before WrestleManias. I remember you were there last year, by the way. I remember that too. I remember going to Raw Before WrestleManias. And they used to be classic. And they used to be nice and long as well. It was a treat for the live audience because they used to tape Raw and Superstars and I believe Main Event and SmackDown the same night. It was like a back-to-back fun. It was like amazing. So I remember all of that. It was so much fun. It was great. And the shows used to be pretty good as well. So I agree with that. I agree. Nowadays, it's just gotten a little weak. But thank you so much. Thanks, Ricky. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Broman. Thank you, my brother AC Hammer. Thank you, everybody. We got my brother True in the house and everybody else. Jonathan, Andrew, Natik, Andy, Clay. Everybody was here tonight. Thank you so much. I hope you all have a good night. Sleep well. Take care. That's right. Still got SmackDown. Hopefully, it's going to be a good one. Take care, True. Take care, Ricky. Take care, everybody. AC, take care. Good night. See ya tomorrow for NXT. Wednesday on Twitch for AEW Dynamite. All right. And, of course, Friday we got SmackDown. Take care, guys. Good night. Sleep well. The Trump stuff and Outsider Speaks. We don't want to get canceled on Wrestling News for political stuff. So thank you so much, guys. Take care. Good night. Sleep well. See you tomorrow. Much love. Bye-bye.